This video I gonna teach you, will a planet collide with the earth and what would happen? What would happen if you suddenly got the news that a planet was on a collision course with the earth? Imagine for a moment that there is planet headed straight for us. There will be nothing we could do about. There could be nothing we could do about the impending tragedy. There will be nowhere to run or hide from what would come in coming days in final hours. But you might be surprised as how everything you have ever known would have come to an end, and just how much you would keep to see right before the end path off. We have got the good idea of what happened when an asteroid comes close to our planet. Usually, some stuff or the planet gets damaged or vaporized, such as what happened to Tobusco, which took out 80 million tons and a rare 2000 square kilometers of forest in an instant. But what would happen if two planets of almost the same size crashed into each other? It's already happened to Earth once before, maybe it could happen again. You might have heard some wild stories floating around YouTube about a rogue planet called Nibiru that was supposed to hit Earth on many different doomsday dates. No, this is not another Nibiru conspiracy video, but it gives us a good basis to begin. This thought experiment, the Nibiru cataclysm idea, started back in 1995 and we are all still here. But just because these are a host does not mean that it's impossible for a planet to collide with the Earth. But just exactly what would happen? You are probably imagining something straight out of a Hollywood movie that has cool explosions and loads of cataclysmic things going on. When we talk about two planets colliding, but in reality things might be a lot different than what you might expect. Maybe even more terrifying than what you have seen in the movies. Something as big as another planet headed towards us is going to have some chaotic effects before it's close enough for impact. Things would start to occur on a slower time scale and astronomical time scale. For example, the Earth is spinning at 1000 miles per hour, but we don't feel this because of the sheer size of our planet. A collision by another planet would be like a large asteroid hitting the planet. Instead, it would be a chain of events that would start off slow and then become much more worse as the impact approached. The speed and the direction that the rogue planet is headed is a factor, and the Earth travels and orbits along with the Sun through space at 67,000 miles per hour. If a planet is headed towards us from the exact opposite direction, resulting head-on collision, the fireworks would be immense. There are many things to factor in, such as the angle of the rogue planet and which direction it would collide with us. To keep things easier, consider that the planets are free falling towards each other with a starting closing speed of 3 km per second, as we need some point of reference by the time our approaching rogue planet reached the moon's orbit, which is about 384,000 kilometers away. The tides on the Earth would be about 8 times greater than they normally are. This would not affect everyone on the planet, and there would be no giant tsunamis until closer to impact, but the waves would be much bigger and much of the coastline would be swept away from the rock planet. Get closer to the Earth time from impact from the moon's orbit. At a speed of 10 km per second would be around 28 hours. The closing speed would increase as the gravity between the two planetary objects would attract each other if the Earth and planet were both suddenly thrown into an orbit, which would bring them head on. As mentioned earlier, the closing speed would be twice the Earth orbital velocity, which should be 60 km per second, with just a few hours before the impact. Giant tsunamis would travel across the seas and oceans, but it is only before the storm. The storm system would drastically change. There would be lightning storms, deadly tornadoes, and immense hurricane. Probably far off the category scale, since this planetary object would be so close, the gravitational forces between the two planets spinning into each other would cause earthquakes since the planet was only a few hours from impact. There would be a series of earthquakes and volcanoes would erupt. The fragile San Andreas fault line in California would probably collapse before impact. The ring of fire in the Pacific would light up and a string of volcanoes would erupt, and this is just few hours before impact. This is a part 1 video. We'll see the second part. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.